Hello, all. This is Dr. Dheeraj Masapu. I'm a senior consultant in the field of neuroanesthesiology, and today I would like to cover why you have to choose branded hospitals in metros after your MD or DNB in any specialty. I would like to tell you there are more than 10 points I would like to tell you, and by following this video, you can actually earn a significant amount of money in future compared to your peers who are actually working in smaller hospitals and other tier 2 and tier 3 places. So number one reason why I'm telling branded hospitals in metros is that a very guaranteed salaries and stable revenue will be there. So let me try to explain. There are certain hospitals in India where you work for some time and they don't generate the revenue and they're not able to pay the salaries for doctors and other employees. So I heard so many stories like that. Okay, after that I'm telling you, in reality not every hospital is actually sticking on to their word that they're going to give you salary. Okay, and so if you stay with a branded hospital, that will never happen. Okay, I will write and give, it will not happen. And so in that way I would say that the consistent salary will be there. Okay, that is a point number one, and a long term financial stability and security you would be having. Point number two is high chances of growth due to expansion is going to happen in branded hospitals. They're trying to expand their network. They're opening new branches in other places in metros, and sometimes even they're going into premium tier 2 cities like now in Andhra Pradesh, Visakhapatnam, Vijayawada, in Karnataka, Mysore, and other places. Other places they're entering, and lot of opportunities would come. If you are actually in a good hospital, you might actually lead a team in another hospital. So that kind of growth trajectory you would get if you are actually sticking to a branded hospital for some significant time. Okay, it doesn't happen in 6 months, 1 year, and all that. Point number three is the action is in metros. Okay, you have to understand that the complex cases and varieties of cases, you take oncology, transplants, interventional cardiology, or complex neurosurgeries like deep brain stimulation, and all those things happen in the metros. Okay, they in some tier 2 cities they claim that they're doing, but not in the kind of numbers that we guys are doing. We are doing on a daily basis. Okay, you have to understand that. So this is where the action lies. If you want to actually, I'll come to the research part in later half of the video. If you want to actually build skills in all these complex cases, then you have to be in branded hospitals in metros. The point number four is the cutting edge equipment. Okay, so most of the hospitals would have equipments, in the departments ranging anywhere between 30 to 50 crore. Okay, so for example, in neurosurgery, many centers have navigation devices, microscopes, loop-packs, intraop MRIs, intraop CTs, and so many other technologies. For transplant, they will have another set of equipment like robots and all that for gastro and urology, and so these kind of things are very common in branded hospitals. So when you work there, you are exposed to all these things by default. Okay, it's not a very super thing there. It's like a very common thing. A robotic surgery is a very common thing nowadays. So you are exposed to cutting edge technology there. Okay, so because of this cutting edge technology, if you're a clinician, if you're a surgeon, you will be able to give good clinical outcomes, and patient satisfaction will be superior, and your patient satisfaction will actually improve your practice in these hospitals. Okay, here I would like to clarify one very important thing for you. See, hospitals are platforms on which you build your brand. Okay, many people who work in other places would be thinking that in corporate hospitals they will make these people work like slaves, and finally the hospital brand only will be seen outside. A part is true, but the reality is that I have seen many of my colleagues and my contemporaries who are actually building their brand in corporate hospitals, and corporate hospitals actually work as a platform. They provide you the enough good anesthetists and good nursing staff for the surgeons, and then good ICUs and good labs, good equipment, and they want you to grow because you are growing, they are also growing. So they will make you a brand actually. You have to use the platform and grow. That is how you have to think. Okay. And then if you are a junior, point number five is if you are a junior, then you'll be mentored there. For example, people who are actually working under me would be mentored by me, and I'll be mentored by another person who is above me. So you'll always have some seniors who mentor you here because there is no direct competition here. They will mentor you, and also legal coverage is there. For example, any medical legal situation is there. You can always tell that I called for help and other people attended. And if for critical cases, for example, if my junior is anesthetizing, I would be there. So he will feel more confident when he's giving anesthesia. And then, so that is how it is. It is all like mentorship plus legal coverage. You can take this as point number 5 and why you have to choose the branded hospitals. Point number 6 is better work-life balance and team practice. So what happens in smaller centers is that you have to actually cover the whole day. If night something is there, many of my colleagues are there and juniors, they actually come in the night and give anesthesia again or talk to patient relatives or something. In branded hospital, that never happens. Once you finish your work, in people in my position, like leadership position, so sometimes we might have to come because they sometimes if some issue happens, they would always want to talk to a leader, and we might have to come. But if you are working as a junior or some position, once your shift is over, nobody is going to disturb you. Okay, even me coming also would be rare, and if the situation is out of control, or if somebody is demanding that they need some senior, then people like us also would come. So it is basically a very balanced work structure would be there, and a team practice is there. So when a team practice is there, you can actually give some time to your family. You can actually allot some kind of a dedicated time to your kids, and then you will have a very good work-life balance. Okay. Sometimes when work is more, you have to actually do that is there in any place. Okay, when sometimes we do 7 to 8 cases, or sometimes we do very complex cases. That time you have to understand and you have to stay in the hospital for longer duration, because you are judged based on the outcomes. Right? You're not some software engineer or some kind of a construction employee or something. You are a doctor, so you're assessed based on the outcomes. So sometimes when required you have to stay, but that happens rarely, not very frequently. So once you have a team, most of the days you will have a work-life balance. Okay, then this I'm doing a separate video, but I will cover a little bit. There is a lot of advantage to your family. Your kids will get top quality education. In prestigious schools and colleges they would study. Multicultural environment will be there. They get exposed to multiple cultures, and that is a very beneficial thing. I am noticing in my children, they are exposed to different cultures. They actually understand, they can adapt to any environment very easily in future, okay, than staying in one community kind of a thing. And better lifestyle. See, all the big gated communities are surrounding all these big hospitals and all that. So what happens is you can actually stay in a gated community, and then you can have a very premium lifestyle actually there. So even this is a very superb advantage, and the money that you actually spend here, you get the return from that. So basically, for example, if you spend some 50,000 on a home in a gated community, you have a gym, you have some good amenities, and security system is very good. And then for your kids, actually, so many friends all the advantages are there. And then superb. This is a separate video. We'll cover it as a separate video for the family. I'll be doing that in future. Point number 8 is you will have a professional identity when you work in a branded hospital. For example, so ex-doctor is working in this particular hospital and you build a patient base, your visibility is the next level. You can quickly become a prominent figure in your specialty. People would actually want to come and network with you. Other specialists in other hospitals in other countries. Recently, one doctor from USA has come to my hospital from Stony Brooks. They collaborated with us, and then they had a talk with us. We're going to have a research collaboration with them. How am I able to do all those things? Because I'm staying in a branded hospital. So they see my CV and see where I'm working at. They see the equipment, what I have, and they'll collaborate. They will never come and collaborate with you if you're working in a small hospital and making some extra 1 or 2 lakh rupees. So in the longer run, when you want to build your identity and a personal brand, that can be built here only. Point number 9 is research and ethics committees. So very strong ethics committees would be there in branded hospitals because they run DNB programs, right? They need to have ethics committees. So it's very easy for you to start a project. For example, I usually run 2-3 projects at any point of time in research. So they are possible because I'm working here. If I'm working in a small hospital for some extra cash, then what happens is I cannot run all those programs, and then I cannot do quality improvement projects. And what happens is in future, my CV would look like one blank page, which I really don't want. I want to grow my CV to an international level. So for that, I have to stay in these kind of centers. Point number 10 is global collaboration, partly covered. So international collaborations, fellowship program, exchange programs, when they are doing with hospitals, they only do with premium hospitals. They don't do with normal hospitals. Even though you're an extraordinary doctor, they actually value the organization more. So you can attract good fellows from other countries. We can conduct vibrant training sessions in your hospitals. Workshops can be done. You'll have a big auditorium, and you will have a marketing agent, a marketing department who will actually help you in conducting a CME. See, for you to conduct a CME in a smaller hospital is very tough. For me, it's very easy because I have a strong marketing team which will help me in organizing it. Understand? And the consistent, point number 11 is a consistent salary growth. So salary increments happen like a software engineer corporate companies. So every year, on an average, 7 to 10% of increment would happen, and people are performing exceeding expectations would get anywhere between 18 to 25% also. And here I would like to mention, if you want good hikes in corporates, what you have to do is you have to shift your mindset. You have to shift yourself from a functional guy to a vital guy. The transition is, I will do a separate video on this, on how to grow the corporate ladder. In future, I'm going to do that for doctors. So in that, I'll explain actually how to change your mindset from just working person to a person who actually makes protocols, conducts things, starts verticals, and develops the system. So if you change your mindset from this to that, you'll have a significant pay hike, and the pathway is totally different. The growth pathway is totally different for both of them, and the value that they get is totally different. For that, I'll do a separate video on that. Okay, point number 12 is backup specialities. So basically, if you are a surgeon, if you are some onco surgeon, if you are some a big gastro surgeon, orthopedic surgeon, you need backup from very strong anesthesia department and critical care department, and then pathology, and in oncology you need nuclear meds. All those backups are there in branded hospitals. So everything is under one roof. You don't have to send your patient to all those places. So when you have a strong backup, you can actually give the best satisfaction for your patient. Usually these hospitals hire people who have international exposure and best CVs, who have proven in their profession. So obviously you'll be having the best backup. So this is the place where you have to build your brand if you're a surgeon or if you're a clinician. So these are the 12 points I would like to tell you why you will earn more, why you will actually become a personal brand when you work in a branded hospital. Financial stability, professional growth, and a balanced lifestyle. All these things are the byproducts of working in a branded hospital. Okay, thank you guys for your time, and I hope these insights of mine would help you in actually taking the best choice for your future decisions. And I will be there with you. I'll be watching you from distance, and I'll pray for your success. Thank you all. Thank you for watching the video till the end. Okay.